Thank you, Tammy. I'm sharing my screen. You guys can see it. So we can interact a little bit here. So you guys feel free to unmute yourselves and pipe in. Okay, so I am a real estate broker. So I'm going to be talking to you guys about the 7 proven marketing strategies to explode your business. So where does that come from? Well, for those of you who know me, and for those that don't, I have also been producing events for the last 14 years. I've also been a publisher for the last 8 years. I've helped almost 200 people become #1 international best-selling authors. And I love to support people in any way I can. So being a conduit to allow people to connect is really important to me. So how do you market your business? So how many of you, and you can answer in the chat, how many of you are running your own business?
Randy, just
or you can put up your hand.
Randy, just so you say something. So I see you in big letters, and then I see like your slides in like about this tiny little box.
You can move your screen. So
okay.
You can change your screen, guys. So if you see my screen and you'll see the people on one side, there's a line in between. You can actually take your cursor and move that line and make the screen bigger. You can make the people bigger or the presentation bigger.
Okay, thank you, Randy. Thank you. That's great. Yeah, I just clicked and dragged the corner of your slides and I could see it. It's bigger now. Okay,
awesome. Awesome. So there's so many pieces of the puzzle when you're running your own business, whether you're a solopreneur, an entrepreneur, or whatever business you're in, or even if you're working for someone else. The business needs certain elements in order to grow. You guys agree? Mm-hmm. Yes, you can nod, you can wave, you can say yes, so feel free to interact. So websites, landing pages, does everybody have one or the other? Does anybody have one or the other? Yes. Okay, so some of you may just have a Facebook business page, which we can call a landing page, or you might have a LinkedIn business page. But regardless, you want to have somewhere for people to go in order to see information about you and check you out. So whether it's a website that would have all kinds of information about multiple things that you do, like my randigoodman.com website has kind of everything that I do. But if you go to empoweringwomentosucceed.com, you're only going to see the information about the books. Or if you go to TorontoWomen'sExpo.com, you're only going to see information about my events. So, but they're all websites, but they're focusing on different things. A landing page or a lead page would really focus in on one thing. So if you wanted to have a contest, say, you might create a landing page for that. Or if you wanted to promote a single event, you might have a landing page for that. So these things can be used for different purposes, but you have to have something or somewhere to send people to so that they can check you out, they can find you, and they can get a little bit more information on you. So there's all kinds of different landing pages and whatnot that you can go to. I'm sure you guys have heard of lead pages, ClickFunnels for sure. WordPress has landing page plugins that you can add to your website so that you can send people directly to a landing page instead of the main page of your website. And of course, you can pick different themes from WordPress as well. Okay, so when you have a landing page or a website, that's all fine and dandy, but what happens when they get there? What do you want to happen? So if you want to be able to stay in touch with people on a long-term basis, you need to capture their information. So if I walked into a room of people that don't know me and I said, hey, everybody, can you give me your email address? You think they would give it to me? No, because they don't know who I am. So if I want people to give me their email address so I can continue to connect with them, you have to have some kind of opt-in on your website. So if you look at the top of mine, I don't have a pointer, so I can't point it to you, but on the top menu here on the screen, it says free download time-saving tips beside the book a call button. So if you click on that, it's going to give you this screen here where they can fill in information, and then they go into my CRM or my database, and then they go into a campaign system where they're going to receive information like every couple days. And there's some sort of call to action to it. So there's purpose to it. So I'm offering them a free download in exchange for their email, because otherwise, why would you give me your email? But if I went into a room and I said, hey, I'm going to give you a free download of 5 time-saving tips, you might say, okay, here, I'll give you my email. Doesn't cost me anything. Sure, I'll give it to you. You can always unsubscribe later. So what can you give away when people are opting in, or when you want them to opt into something? What can you give? So you saw I'm giving away 5 time-saving tips on a white, it's a white paper, called the white paper. But there's other things you can do as well. You can give away a free event. You can give away a free audio series or a free video series or a free ebook, or even like, you can put them on your newsletter, or you can give like a 1-pager tips, like 10 tips to, you know, buy the right house. But you want to give them something of value so that they want to give you their email address. Otherwise, why are they going to give it to you? Okay, what else can you do in your business? So another way to expand your reach is to leverage other people, create affiliate programs, or even joint venture with people. So what is leveraging? So sometimes you think leverage sounds like a negative word, but it's not. It's actually a really positive word, where I use you and you use me, and we're happy about it. So, you know, like say Tammy and I, okay? So Tammy has a network she's been building, and I have a network that I've been building. And we say, hey, can I promote something to your list? And then you can promote something to my list. And I say, great, that's awesome. Because now I get to tap into an audience of people that I might not have had any connection with. And same with Tammy, she says the same thing. And now we're leveraging each other. So is that a negative thing? No, it's the exact opposite. It's a really positive thing where we actually get to work together and get more exposure for our businesses. You know, as opposed to thinking you're in competition with people, you can actually leverage them and work with them for the greater good of all of you, including the end user. So affiliate programs are programs where you either have a unique page you send people to, or you might have a unique link that takes people to the same page everybody else goes to. But maybe they get a discount for using your link, or maybe they get a bonus for using your link. But you definitely, you definitely get a bonus for having a link, because you're probably making some sort of commission or reward for sending people to someone's affiliate link. So let's say, for example, if somebody wants to promote my books and they want to send people to empoweringwomentosucceed.com, then I can give them an affiliate link. And then every time someone goes through their link to buy, it gets tracked in my system, and I can pay them a referral fee if that person signs up. Or maybe that person comes to an event and buys something and they can get a referral fee. Joint ventures are more like when 2 people decide they're going to work together. So can you guys think of any joint ventures out in the real world where you see 2 companies come together to work together, but they don't combine their companies? So they're not making a new company, they're keeping their 2 separate companies, and they work together. Can you guys think of one example? You can unmute yourself.
Hey, Randy, I would think one product that might work well with another product.
Right. So can you give me an example of one?
I'm sorry, nothing really came to mind.
Okay.
One might work well with the other.
Well,
okay.
So there's a mortgage broker and a real estate agent I know where they teamed up to do videos about real estate.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
Perfect.
they promoted those videos together. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Good example. Yep, that's awesome. Like, okay, what about McDonald's? McDonald's pairs up with like Mattel to do their Happy Meals and give away a toy, right? I mean, you've got so many. So once I say that, I'm sure you guys are going to think of a whole bunch of others. But that's the idea. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I know of a company called E3 Metals, which is a lithium battery company, which they work with Tesla, who help them with their cars to create the engine, and then they get to cross promote lithium batteries made by E3 Metals, and E3 Metals gets to say that they work with Tesla, so it's a win-win.
There you go. There you go. So there's so many different kinds.
Yeah, McDonald's and Skip the Dishes.
Yep. Yeah. So they're both getting exposure and giving exposure to each other through their advertising, but they're not actually combining companies. So those are just examples. So another thing you could do for your business is create a podcast. Who here has a podcast? Anybody? Okay, awesome. So if you don't, you might consider doing one. There's a bunch of hosting sites. There's some free hosting sites, but you can have your podcast on Google Play, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio. There's so many different platforms that you could be on, and it's free. Why wouldn't you take advantage of that? So what can you do in a podcast? You can share your expertise. You can interview people. You can take a book that you wrote and talk about the different chapters and do lessons or workshops or whatnot. This can all be done on a podcast, and then you promote it worldwide and just get tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people listening if your topic's interesting. It's so low cost, and there's no reason why people shouldn't do it, because it's something that really helps share your expertise in your business. And one of the most important things for people in business is not being the best kept secret. You don't want to be the best kept secret. You want people to know what your expertise is so that you can share your info and get more clients that way and build your audience. Okay, another way to build your business is sell your courses online. So have you guys heard of Udemy or Teachable or other platforms like that? Well, they've already done the work to get the students. Why wouldn't you utilize that? So if you have a course, record it. If you have a course that's already recorded, make sure it's up to the standards of the platform that you're going to put it on, because they're very picky as far as video goes, as far as audio goes. But and then you have to segment it into pieces. But once you have your course up there, you don't have to do the work to get the audience. They've already done the work. So Udemy, I think now has, I don't know, probably 13, 14 million people on there. And they've already done that work. You don't have to. Why wouldn't you have a course on there? And you can revenue share. You can offer a free course, or you can revenue share with them on a chargeable course. Great way to build your business and exposure worldwide. The last and most incredible way to, I'm just gonna make this smaller so you can see, the most incredible way, in my opinion, to build credibility, to elevate yourself as a business person, is to write a book or be part of a compilation. So these are just some examples, and most of them are mine, but a couple of outside ones. You know, I've helped almost 200 people become #1 international best-selling authors. I never promise that the next book is going to be one, but obviously the intent is there. This is a tool that really elevates you. But there's a lot of platforms that won't allow you to speak on them or to do a workshop or anything unless you are a published author. One of the easiest ways to become one is to be part of a compilation. We do all the work. The work you do is getting the story out. And if you have any trouble getting the story out, we have an editor that can work with you to help you get that story out. So it's really not such a difficult thing to make happen and bring to fruition. We do the publishing, we do the editing. We also have all kinds of great bonuses in there if you're interested in being part of a compilation. If you want to write your own book, this is a great stepping stone to writing your own book, because you can get the status and be elevated, but you also get to leverage people. You get to leverage the people that you're sharing the book with. So if I have 1,000 people in my network, and Tammy has 1,000, and Jeff has 1,000, and Ite has 1,000, then we've just tapped into 4,000 people that we didn't otherwise have access to. So think about that. You're part of a book shared with other people, and they're going to promote it to their people, and you're going to promote it to your people. So many people are going to see your story. You're sharing your story. You're sharing things about you that are challenging, that are successful, that you've gone through adversity, you've gone through all kinds of things. Where are you today? Where is that successful, happy place that you are today? And how are you attracting the reader who's reading your story? They're resonating with you as a human being, but they're also learning from you. And they're also discovering who you are and what you do. Through that, they're going to want to connect with you or share you or become your client. But you're also going to get to use that tool for yourself. You can use it as a business card. Like, how many of you have received a book instead of a business card from somebody? And how special did that make you feel? You know, it really makes you feel, because you know they paid a few bucks for that book. It's not like they're just handing you a business card. They're handing you something substantial, and it's their expertise that they're handing you. So if you actually chose to go and read it and you're impressed by them, you may go and do business with them. They may become your next best friend, who knows? But the value of that book is unlimited. Now you get to use that book to go and reach out to C-level execs or influencers that you wouldn't have had access to. Maybe you want to be on a blog and you couldn't quite tap in, but now you're going to offer your book for free so they can give it away to their audience. That's valuable to a blogger. They love that stuff. They love to get gifts that they can give away to their audience, because it helps them build their audience, because people will come not just for the material, but also to get some free gifts. So wouldn't that be great if your gift was one of those? So books can be used as a healing tool. They can be used as a legacy, to leave a legacy for your family, your friends, your coworkers, but also books can be used for marketing your business. And I think it's one of the most crucial things you can add to your business. So if you're interested in speaking to me about any one of these things that I have put out there, I'm happy to connect you, share with you, help you have success in your business. And I hope you guys will implement most of these things in your business so that you can maximize on your exposure. Any questions?